Okay, welcome to the second half of the Industry Career Agent Walkthrough lessons 6 through 10. And right now, as you see on the up here, we are on lesson 6. First thing you do is talk to the Industry Career Agent. So I'm going to right-click Start Conversation. And they say they want me to make them some cap booster 25s, 20 units. Now this is an interesting thing. You got to learn to read carefully what they want, what you can do. I've had people go and get a BPC and set to make like 500 of the damn things and say, why is it taking so long? It's taking so long because you're trying to do way too much. So they will actually give us a cap booster, BPC, 2 runs. And so we say accept. I'm going to minimize that out and hit Alt-S to open up the industry window and make sure that I don't have any jobs on the go. Nope, don't. Now, some people say drag and drop the BPC in. Personally, I'm of the opinion that we go to it, find right click and say use blueprint. That automatically opens it up and places the blueprint right inside of the... Why are you not installing? There we go. So this brings it up and you can see that it demands I have some pyrite and I have some Mexilon in this. And I'm too lazy to go hunting for these things, so you can actually right click and say view market details and see how much pyrite is going for. In the station, there's some ridiculous prices being asked and some normal prices being asked. Always make sure that you're sorting by price. Now when you do that, you can see the lowest price here is that. You can also see that we only need 40 of them. So buy in the station, not somewhere else, because if you buy from another station, yes, you may get it cheaper, but then you're going to have to hump your ass over there and pick it up. I would prefer to buy it here so I can get things done. So I go right click, buy this, and say 40. And you can see this has gone to blue. Now we rinse and repeat, do the same with the other one. Lowest price. Always make sure I only need 13. And we're done with the market. Now you can see that this has gone from red to blue, saying we can actually start this. We see that one run will make 10 cap boosters, but they wanted 20, so I'm going to set it to 2 runs, which it was a dumb thing not to do before, because now I have to go back and get a bit more of each. Need 40 more. $25, so I need 12 more of this. And we're back to gold and say start. We can also see this will take 9 minutes and 24 seconds. Now I'm not going to make you sit here while I talk at you for 9 minutes and 24 seconds. I am going to start the clock. And what I'm going to do is probably pause the video, cut this bit out, and then pick up in 9 minutes and 24 seconds when this job is done. You can see it's listed in jobs, and there is actually a countdown timer there saying that it is running and everything is right with the world. Now, one last thing before I pause. If you were running this as a mission, I would advise you to go and do another mission in the meantime, maybe business or military exploration, something to fill your time, or just go out and mine for 10 minutes. Get yourself a load, come back and do something. But me, I got a coffee to drink, so I'm gonna pause the vid and be back in a bit. And the 10 minutes have passed, so you can see that now instead of saying start or running, it says deliver. And when you click that, the job finishes. You get a little ping saying you're doing things, and it has been delivered to your Alt-C into your item hanger. So if I look here, there, cap boosters. So the job's done. The only thing left to do is chat with the agent again. Whoops, wrong agent. And complete the mission. I got paid 400,000 ISK. I spent some of it, but I still made a profit. And we request a new mission. So from 6, we're now on 7. 7 to 10. They cap boosters, they have a buyer lined up. So take the cap boosters from your hangar and deliver them to the buyer at Loose 6 Moon 1. You notice they give the destination right there, so all you do is go click, right click, and set destination, and it will be you're ready to run. Now, interesting thing, when you run missions, usually they say come back home when you're done doing this before I give you the next mission. So I set a destination. I'm also going to add a waypoint. And you can see that now I've got 2 stops there, which means I'll go to one and not have to worry about where's home again. I will just bounce, do the mission completed, and immediately be able to come back home without having to do anything else. I get a little bonus if I do this. An overdrive injector system, I say accept. Close that. Now the number one mistake people make is they immediately go undock, let's go, we're ready for this mission, go flying off, and they forgot one little thing. The cap boosters. If you don't put them in your ship, you're going to show up for the delivery with what you're supposed to be delivering still in the warehouse back home. So to move something from item hanger, you just click it up onto the name of the ship, in this case, and make sure it's there. It is. And then say, yay, now I can go do this mission. Little mistakes like that drive you crazy. You probably learn from them, but if you don't, they will drive you crazy. Things that do that are forgetting to pick up the mission item you were supposed to use. Keys, delivery stuff. Forgetting to bring ammo and going out to shoot somebody or bring enough ammo. Forgetting to pick up your drones before you leave a battle site and losing the drones as a result. Forgetting to find out where the fleet is going and then getting lost on the way, which I have done on more than one roam, where everyone took one gate and I was at another. They said jump and I jumped, and I'm now 2 systems away from everybody else. Not smart. Eve asks that you pay attention a lot. It asks that you read missions if you're running missions. If you're flying in a fleet, you're supposed to be paying attention to what they say. If you have a specific duty in that fleet, like a Logi, which is the healer in this game, you really got to be on your ball and paying attention. You'll make a lot of ISK and get a lot of thanks from people if you save them. But if you're there picking your nose while somebody else dies, you will not be invited to fleets very much, and people will get mad at you because, as you know from any MMO, everyone always blames the healer. Fortunately, this was a fast delivery, just 1 system over.
Request accepted.
Now to make a delivery, you don't have to drag and drop. You just re-talk to the agent And since you're there, say complete mission. And they automatically unload it from the hangar and complete it.
Warp drive active.
And because I already set the destination, now it's just a fast click, and we're on our way back to Clelion, to Clelinon. I always get that name wrong. Clelinon, to get the next mission, and that was 7. I'll click the number over to 8 in a moment. The joys of having a mustache. You gotta clean it when you drink or eat powdered donuts, cookies.
Warp drive active.
What I just did was make what's called a safe. Usually if I'm flying around, I like to do that occasionally. It's just toss down a bookmark location in the middle of nowhere, halfway between one jump and another.
Docking permission requested.
Then if something ever happens, I want to just be out of the way, it will be available to me to be able to go to these safes. You can be scanned down, but if you have 2 or 3 in a system, you can also keep moving. Okay, now they want a fast vessel, so we are going to make a shuttle. This is a critical mission that I want to talk about, so I'm going to say accept. They're giving us a ability to make a shuttle, single run, so once it's done, it's done. But there's a critical thing to this. When you say accept, it says you've only got 5,000 cargo units, but the ship that you're making, or you need 5,000 cargo units and your ship only has space for this much cargo. You can't do this mission. They're lying to you. Can't put it any easier than that. You are building the ship in the station it is going to be delivered to. So you don't need cargo to ship it. You just need to build it, deliver the job, complete the mission. So this cargo capacity warning, in my opinion, should be removed from the new player experience and from the tutorial, but they haven't listened to me yet. So it is there, they're warning you, you say, yes, I'm going to accept this mission. Close that, bring up the cargo, go to the item hangar, right click, say use blueprint. We've got all that we need from Tritanium from previous missions and that sort of thing, and it will take 4 minutes to run. So I just say start, and there will be another pause here. Oh, technically I should have said 8. Sorry. I'll be cutting it about here. Okay, and we're back. As you can see, the timer's run out, and so all I have to do is click deliver. And go to ship hangar. And there's a civilian shuttle sitting right there, so I talk to the agent again. Complete mission. And that's 8 done. Now for 9. Request submission. Production assistant has gone into hiding. You act as a decoy, mining until enemy forces turn up. Destroy them and bring the spy back to me. Keep what ore you find. Make sure you use a mining laser so they'll notice you out there. So we have to go out, do mining, and we're going to get ambushed, kill what ambushes us, grab the production assistant, and come back. It says the location is in Clelion, And this is where I get to show you that bookmark that we did earlier. We're already in a mining ship, but I always like Alt-F to make sure that my mining ship has a miner and has a gun. So to go to a mission site, there's a couple of choices, but I'm going to do one that I was talking about earlier. If I right-click empty space, in other words, not a station, you'll see that it actually has the mission name and it has the encounter, like I can warp straight to it. You also notice it has a thing that called locations, and it has that bookmark I made earlier, the safe I was talking about. So with a right click on space, you can pick where you want to go to, stations, stargates, planets, asteroid belts, whatever. But we are going to the specific Encounter Dead Space site so we can get this mission going.
Warp drive active.
Gun is loaded, miner is loaded. Don't have drones on this puppy yet. Really should. Anyone who has a venture should be carrying drones as well, and that was a bad thing on my part. But you got to train up the drone skill and the light drone skill to use it. One of my other videos has a drone lesson with a venture carrying the stuff that it wants. Now I'm sitting here going, where the hell are the rocks? But if you look out there, they're there. They're just not on the overview, and that's because I'm on general. If I click mining, I can see that there are rocks all over the place, including one that's nice and close. And we're just going to mine a bit of kernite until we get the bad guy showing up. Dum-be-dum-be-dum, I'm just a little old miner waiting for somebody to come along. On the overview, I think I mentioned this on other vids, but in case this is your first set of vids, I actually made an extra tab from the ones that you start with, the default ones. There's General, Mining, and Warp 2 is what you start with. I hit the little plus button and made one called All that shows everything. Probably more information than I want at any given time, but it shows you how much stuff you can actually see on the overview. And then if you decide, I don't want to see the moons, you can right-click and say, Remove Moon from Overview, and the list shortens a lot. If I say I don't need to see the planets either, I can find them easily enough. Again, a little shorter. So you can control, and I don't care about customs offices. I want to remove custom office. There we go. And you can see that now I've made a semi-custom, and it no longer is an all, but it is a small enough one that I can see the star systems, the gates, the asteroid belts, if I actually was a real miner right now, and the rocks in the place that I am. And you can see I'm slowly filling up with a bit of kernite. Really got to put some drones in that. And here comes somebody to object to my mining. Now the range on my gun, optimal range, he's outside of it. My best range is within really close, so I'm just going to go ramming speed on his ass and finish him off. Now you notice that a container dropped, and so we say open that container, and lo and behold, the production assistant, the spy. I click loot all, and said spy is now in my ship. So if I was bored or wanted to make a little extra ISK, because well had been standing out here. Estimated value so far for the ore that I've mined is about 88,000. If I'd had drones and 2 miners, it would have been double that. But this is a thing to get us through the mission and show the run of the mission, so I think I should just boot it back to the station. Right click. There's only one station in Career Systems, so you're pretty much guaranteed to be able to right click empty space, say stations, pick the station and say dock.
Warp drive active.
Always remember to reload if you're carrying extra ammo. That was silly of me. So I was saying, to look at your skills, you can always hit Alt-X. Bring up your skills, and specifically, I've got drones 3 and drones 4 running. But in the drones listing, what I don't have is light drones. And that's a little silly, so I'm going to say, buy and train. You may pay a little extra because I'm lazy. See, they want to charge 97,000. On the other hand, view market, you can see it's here for sale here at 75,000. So buy it there, save yourself 20,000. Bring up, whoops, ship's done. Market, I've bought what I want. Bring up item hanger. Inject skill. And in 16 minutes I'll have drone skill. Hopefully we'll be done this by then, but for the next video we'll be ready for that, right? Okay, so we've start conversation, complete the mission. And they take the spy out and have him shot or tortured or something. So last job, request the mission. Done a great job so far. You now know how to mine, reprocess, ferry, or as we call it, hauling, building and murdering everyone who stands in your way. You're ready for your final assignment. I love how they end with the murder everyone who stands in your way. You're going to build a frigate. Needs to be ready for capsular use and be able to hold a complementary crew along with every subcomponent. I'll give you a blueprint. Find the resources is up to you. So we are going to build a Navitas. It actually will make 5 of them, but I'd like to finish this thing sometime soon. So I'm going to go accept, and again it gives you the cargo warning. They are lying to you. Again. You're building it where you're going to deliver it. You don't need to carry it in the cargo. So you just say yes. Be careful out there. I'm hitting Alt, bringing up the cargo. And there's the BPC for the Navitas. And we say use blueprint. Right click and then use blueprint. And it says there's a bunch of things I need. I have absolutely nothing. So we'll do this one at a time. Need 12 of those. Now this time I just said buy this type, and hopefully it finds me the cheapest price. It usually does. Buy this type. Now occasionally, if I were paying attention and worrying about ISK, whoops, Isogen, view market details. Buy this. How many do I need? 265. Be careful you don't buy from someplace else. I think I'll stick with, I like looking at the market and making sure I'm getting what I want. 3379. There's a running joke that Eve is all about spreadsheets. If you get into marketing, industry, to a certain extent that's true. You have to work out how much is it costing me to make it locally, how much time will it take to ship it, how many of these can I churn out, and what's the profit margin? If I spend this building it, can I sell it for more? Sometimes you'll wind up with something that other people who've got a better building margin, own their own structure that cuts the building costs, can undercut you at your best price, and it will look like they're selling it for less than it costs to make it. What they're doing is they're selling it for less than it costs you to make it. They're still managing to make a profit. 4434. I need, call it 10,000. Whoops, that's why I don't like that one. And everything's green. Can close the market. And this one takes 1 hour and 34 minutes. I'm going to hit start. Again, I'm not going to make you sit through this. And there's only one thing left to do at the end of this. So I am going to end this before the 1 hour and 34 minutes runs out. And I'm not going to waste time coming back at the end of this to give you the ta-da, we're done. The last thing that you need to know is in the mission info, and it's a clue. And they say when you when you mission, they want an Nereus. They may want you to assemble the ship. Start the convo, and if it doesn't say you're not quite done, double click the ship. If they say you're fine, or if they're still having a problem with it, you can always right-click and repackage. Things that are made come in two formats, shall we say. To make them stackable, they have to be repackaged. Repackaged ships cannot have any fittings or any cargo. It strips them. Assembled ships are much larger, but they have the crew all loaded on and they're ready to fly. So depending on which one he wants at the end of this, give him what he wants. If he says it's not done, I need it assembled, double click it, assemble it in your ship hangar. Or right click, assemble. Put the ship together. If they are happy with it the way it came out or want it repackaged, right click it, repackage. That is the end of the 10th mission. Got the hiccups. The end of the 10th mission, and seeing as I'm going to hiccup my way probably for the next hour or so, I think this is a good time to call it. I hope you're enjoying Eve. If you're new to Eve and this is how you're learning to play, it's not bad. There's lots of other good tutorial videos out there. I just try to be someone who explains what buttons I'm pushing, not just, well, I'll just call up. Hopefully this will be out soon, and if you have any issues with it, leave comments down below. Have a lovely day. My name is redacted as the name of this character, but most times I'm Mike Azariah. Fly prepared.